safety leadership is not just about safety. All leaders in an organization have an impact on safety. So if you think about it, anyone in a leadership role has an impact on things that we can see or things that are visible in an organization, or in other words, people's behavior. So all leaders have an impact on the behavior of the workforce, but they also have an impact on what we can't see or the invisible. So when we think about it at the individual level, they're the beliefs, the values, and the attitudes the workforce might have that inform the behavior. All well and good for a leader to tell people what to do, but if the leader's not there, if the workforce doesn't believe in why they're doing what they do, they're unlikely to fulfill on that behavior long term. So one of the things we realize when looking at the research is that leaders need to have an impact at the individual level, both invisible and visible. But a highly effective leader also has an impact at an organizational level. So when you think about an organizational level visible factor, it's systems. So how does a leader influence this interconnected systems within an organization that impact on safety and performance? And then not just the visible, but how do leaders impact on the invisible as well? In other words, the organizational culture, the shared beliefs, values, and attitudes that are present in the organization. So ultimately, a leader, to be highly effective, needs to take an integral approach, or in other words, integrate these 4 key quadrants in order to be an effective safety leader. Putting this in terminology that a lot of other people are familiar with, we're looking at the difference between personal safety. So how can a leader influence personal safety? In other words, slips, trips, falls, things that are personally within my control. And how can a leader also influence process safety? So large organizational breakdowns or fractures or critical incidents that are due to a number of different organizational factors. Now, the research more recently has focused on process safety. So when there's a major breakdown or a catastrophic event, a lot of attention goes into how can the organization work on its culture and its systems. Now, while they're really important, there's also an argument for the personal safety. Every single person in an organization being personally responsible for their safety and the safety of others. So it keeps coming back to this concept of integral. So how can we integrate both personal safety and process safety? Now, that's what an effective leader needs to do. So it's not about a safety leader being more effective than another safety leader. It's anyone in a leadership position, in order to be effective, needs to have a positive impact on both personal safety and process safety.